Lumpy Pear's Adventure, Episode 11. Lumpy woke up to a loud crunching sound. It freaked him out. It was like it was right in his ear. That's because it was right in his ear. Lumpy looked up and was startled. A mushroom was eating his pumpkin head that he fell asleep with it on. The mushrooms had eaten all night long. They ate all of the pumpkins. Wake up, Nightmare. Nightmare was already awake, freaking out. Oh man, if these guys follow us any further, I'm just gonna die, Lumpy thought.
Or you could kill them.
Well, he didn't want to kill the poor mushrooms. They weren't bad guys.
And he could get, if he had cheers, then he could.
Although they might make good beef stroganoff because you usually put mushrooms in there, so you get.
Then he could try to make them into cows.
Make them into cows? Well, they kind of already are cows, but maybe make them into hamburgers.
Aww.
That sounded good. He was hungry, but he didn't have anything like a hamburger buns or pickles or anything. So he was trying to figure out what to do. Should they just leave? Lumpy looked, and he saw that there was only about 5 pumpkins left. And all the mushrooms were gathering around trying to get at it. There was way too many mushrooms. Hundreds, if not thousands of them. He watched them devour the last of the pumpkins. And suddenly, as if they all knew, they all just turned around and walked home. As if Lumpy wasn't even there. They didn't even think about the apples. They must have been so full. Oh, that's a relief. Except now Lumpy didn't have a pumpkin for his trick to keep the Enderman away. I'll just have to look again for some others. He looked down and saw that there were some pumpkin seeds. So he grabbed them thinking, maybe I can just plant some somewhere else. Lumpy took out his map and looked. They weren't that far from the city. He tried to see if it was on the horizon, but he couldn't. He couldn't see anything. At least nothing other than wilderness. Come on, Nightmare. We've got a lot of ground to cover. He hopped on Nightmare, and off they walked. They were too tired to run. Things were just too stressful. But at least the mushrooms were happy and walking home the other way, not following them. They walked past a lot of pretty trees. There were birds flying around, chirping really happy music. It was as if everything was just getting nicer around here, wherever they were, past the pumpkin patch. That's true, they were getting nicer. The water seemed almost happy as it was going down the river. The trees looked like they were strong and proud. The grass looked extra green and shiny. He could still hear the birds, and he looked down and saw bunnies chasing each other and playing around the trees, down the hole, up the hole, just playing around. It was almost like a magical place. He didn't want to leave. This place was so nice. He got off of Nightmare and started walking around. He was so surprised that the birds chirping really did sound like music. This was the happiest place he'd ever been. As he was walking, Nightmare followed behind. He could tell that even Nightmare felt like this was a happy place. He was walking, and he came across somebody. Somebody that looked like they were tired. Looked like they were hungry. But they looked friendly. Hello. Lumpy expected to hear, huh, back. But he didn't. Hello. Oh, you speak English? Yes, I do. Wow, it's nice to meet you. What are you doing here? The man said. Well, I'm on a journey. Oh, where are you going? Lumpy took out his map and showed him. Oh, I've been there before. You have? Oh, yes, a long time ago. Is it far? No, not too far. How much further is it? Oh, maybe 3 more days. 3 more days, Lumpy thought. Oh, but it's a nice, happy trip. At least it was when I went. Well, can you tell me about it? Oh, no. No, why not? I don't remember. You don't remember being there. But you remember being there? Well, yes. I've seen it on a map before. Okay. Well, if you've seen it on a map before and you've been there and you know how far away it is, can you at least tell me something? The man thought. He was old. Kind of forgetful. Lumpy said, I tell you what. You look like you're kind of hungry. Why don't I find some food for us, and I'll make you something to eat, and we can talk about it over a dinner. The old man said, oh, that sounds nice. And he sat down and said, go ahead, I'll wait here. So Lumpy thought, okay, I got to make a nice dinner for this guy. Well, the river was right there, and so he took his fishing pole and cast it in the water and said to the old man, hold the fishing pole, I'm going to go get some other food. Lumpy ran around. What could he do? What could he do? Oh, I know. He went and found some sugar cane growing. So he cut the sugar cane. And then he said, what else do I need to make a cake? I think I need some milk. Yeah, I need some milk. So he thought, where?
He could get some from the mushroom.
That's right.
Here, and then he could get one of his buckets and milk it.
Yeah, so Lumpy looked around. Oh no, the mushrooms are all that way. What can I do? What can I do? He told the man to wait, and he ran to Lightning. He kept thinking maybe he should have called him Lightning from that time he ran so fast. He ran to Nightmare. Nightmare, we need to go find a mushroom. Nightmare looked at Lumpy as if he was crazy. You want to go find a mushroom? Thought Nightmare, even though he couldn't speak. Lumpy climbed on and said, come on, let's go. And sure enough, Nightmare bucked him off. You are the worst horse.
You should call him Buck.
Come on, Nightmare. Lumpy climbed back on. Sure enough, bucked off.
Call him Buck.
Listen, Nightmare, we got to get this guy to talk. I want to know about this place. And you're the horse that can get me to these mushrooms. Now, come on. Nightmare finally agreed, just because he was tired of bucking. Lumpy jumped on, and they bolted back to the closest mushroom. The mushroom didn't want to give milk. So Lumpy snuck an apple out of the bag and handed it to the mushroom. Sure enough, the mushroom was happy and gave some milk. Lumpy hopped on the horse and rode all the way back. And then he couldn't remember what else he needed. He had sugar. He had milk.
He could turn the sugar into sugar. He could turn
Right.
the sugar cane into sugar.
Yeah, but what else did he need for a cake?
Are you asking us? Or,
Yeah,
eggs and wheat.
eggs and wheat. Oh, no. Nightmare, come on. Nightmare and Lumpy ran around forever looking for a chicken. Forever. They couldn't find any. Then Lumpy thought, if I was to catch a chicken, I need to think like a chicken.
Go into the bushes.
That's right. Lumpy ran into the bushes and made buck, 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 buck sounds
Oh my gosh. I bet tonight
To-
he's like, oh my gosh.
to call the chickens to him. Buck, 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 buck. Then, all of a sudden, a real chicken made a noise. And there was eggs. Lots of them. Lumpy grabbed the chicken and the eggs, and on the way back to Nightmare, found some wheat. Awesome! He rode back, made a cake, roasted a chicken, and the old man had caught the fish. Boy, oh boy, they were going to eat. So all the food was ready, and it was getting not late. The sun hadn't gone down yet. Lumpy made all the food and sat down and said, "Okay, Mr. What's your name?" "My name is Blockface."
Oh my god.
"Oh, that sounds original," thought Lumpy. It's like, "Well, what's your name?" "Oh, my name's Lumpy. Lumpy Pear. Pleased to meet you." "Well, you're criticizing my name, Blockface, and you're Lumpy Pear?" "Well, none of that matters. Tell me about this place." The old man said, "Well, I need to eat first to trigger my memory." So they ate. They ate lots. They ate all the fish. They ate all the chicken. They cut the cake into 3 pieces because it was the only thing that Nightmare would eat out of anything. The old man looked very happy. He yawned real big. And Lumpy said, "Now, we've just had a pleasant dinner. Will you tell me about this place?" And before Lumpy could say the word place, the old man yawned and was asleep.
Oh my gosh.
Out cold. Out like a light. Lumpy kind of nudged him. "Hey, Blockhead, wake up." Lumpy knew his name was Blockface, but well, Lumpy was a little bugged. He made this whole dinner for the poor guy. All he wanted to know was about this place. "Come on, Blockhead, wake up." It was no use. Fine, Lumpy thought. We're going to camp right here, and when he wakes up in the morning, he's going to tell me all about this place. So Lumpy started a fire, just like they had done all the times before. Nightmare laid down, and Lumpy snuggled up to Nightmare's belly, patted him on the chest and said, "Let's go to sleep." And then, as just about to fall asleep, Lumpy heard moo. The mushrooms We're back. All of them were back. Oh my goodness, it was such a long night. Dun 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 dun.
It wasn't saying move. It was saying more. More.
Yep.
You have to say it. You have to say it.
Oh, yep, that's the end of episode 11. Good night.
Now it's like
Are you happy?
A little bit.
Good.
1 letter, 2 letter, 3 letter, 4 letter, 6 letter, 7 letter, 8 letter, 9 letter, 10
Oh,
Well, now you've been so Joseph.
but he found somebody.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's more.